Explain why it would be Steve Bannon who would get credit if, in fact, Roy Moore prevailed.
Sure. Well, David, if you go back 3 or 4 weeks, it looked like Roy Moore's candidacy was going to come to a very sudden end. The Washington Post reported that 5 women, including a 14-year-old, had charged him with sexual molestation. You had national Republicans en masse, including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, saying that Moore needed to drop out. And you even had the conservative media, Sean Hannity at Fox News, for one, had a very troubling interview with Moore and afterwards gave him a 24-hour ultimatum to either explain the charges or get out. At that point, Steve Bannon, in his affiliated media apparatus, got involved, convinced Hannity not to throw Moore overboard. Bannon himself, as I report in the piece, talked to people in the White House, including the president, and pushed the line that, look, don't throw Roy Moore overboard. This is an important seat. Let's let the people of Alabama decide. In the subsequent 3 weeks, we've seen a pretty drastic swing in the polls. Where, as Shery mentioned, Moore now leads in most of these polls. It looks like he may well be able to get elected. And if he does, I think that he'll have Steve Bannon in the conservative media ilk to thank for his revival.
How much of a conundrum is this for the GOP? Because if you get Judge Moore into the Senate, who will want even to associate themselves with Moore?
Well, that's a great question. The answer is not too many people. We've seen people come out and say he should withdraw, he shouldn't serve. If he does manage to get elected and seated in the Senate, he'll immediately be subject to an ethics investigation. Back up 3 weeks, and people like McConnell were saying, look, if he comes here and gets seated, we're going to have an ethics investigation. We're going to throw him out of the Senate. That now has been complicated by the fact that Donald Trump has come out and endorsed Moore so wholeheartedly. It's really a problem for Republicans that doesn't have an obvious solution as far as I can see. They may be stuck with Roy Moore in the Senate, and as many Republicans and most Democrats will tell you, that could be a real problem come election time in 2018 because Moore is not a problem that's going to go away. A very controversial figure whose difficulties, I think, could bleed out to other Republican candidates.